Hello, my name is Pat Lemoyne and I'm against being annexed by the city of Burien. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was a mass mailing from an Enerco Inc. that came through. I almost threw it out thinking it was junk mail, but thought I'd take a look at it and I'm glad I did. Inside there was a pamphlet I'm very familiar with. If you get a chance to check it out, it talks about some of the reasons why you shouldn't vote for annexation. Then there's a letter in here from a Lee Rabie. I hope I pronounced your name right. If I didn't, please forgive me. And in it, it talks about how the differences between dealing with King County and dealing with the city of Burien. And it looks like it cost this gentleman a total of $15,000 on some damage they did to his property. And at the bottom, it says, to learn more about what the city of Burien did to my property, see the other side. So, there's some pictures here. And it goes on to say, after Burien annexed my property on Ambaum Boulevard, they used it to stage a repair of a collapsed culvert running under Ambaum. They took the clay soil that came out of the trench they made and spread it on my property. The city tried to hide their deed by covering the clay with straw. I took my loader and removed the straw and found the clay. It was obvious this was clay as it would not perk, allow water to drain. Water was pooling on the site. I had to pay a general contractor $9,000 to dig out the clay and bring in new pea gravel to restore the site. If Burien would trespass on my property, steal soil, and then try to cover up what they did, they cannot be trusted to annex your property. Please vote no on annexation. Anyway, thank you very much, Lee, for sending this out. I know this cost you a lot of money, and my hat's off to you, man. I'm really sorry what Burien did to you. Now, for the rest of you to understand what Lee is talking about, is soil on a microscopic level is like this pea gravel. And what happens is when it rains, you want the water to go through the soil and down into the water table. This is what you want. This, so you end up not flooding your property. What happened to Mr. Rabie, and what clay does is clay is impermeable to water. In other words, water doesn't like to pass through clay. In other words, clay is like this plate. In fact, this plate is actually made out of clay, and the only difference between this plate and actual clay is this has been fired and turned into a ceramic. Other than that, they're, being harder and everything, but other than that, essentially the same properties to water as what clay has. And what happened on Mr. Rabie's property after it rained is it would start doing this. It would sit there and pool, and then next thing you know, it starts dribbling and running all over the place and making a big, huge, stinking mess. Now, I don't know about you, but if the city of Burien did this to my property, I'd be a little ticked off. So, anyway, thanks for listening. I've got a big mess to clean up. I really feel bad for you, Mr. Rabie, what happened. But let this be the lesson to the rest of you that the city of Burien really doesn't care about your property. So why join them? Anyway, like I said, I got a mess to clean. You guys have a great day. Thank you.